I'm 77 years old, and I just figured out I've been doing health all wrong. My whole life. Not exercise, not diet. I mean, I thought I knew what being healthy meant, but I didn't understand the one thing that actually mattered. And I can't get those years back. Have you ever felt like you've been following all the rules, but you missed the point entirely? When I was 23, I could eat anything, stay up all night. I felt invincible, you know? I remember thinking older people just weren't trying hard enough. By 38, I was working 60-hour weeks, skipping lunch, coffee for breakfast. I told myself I was building something, providing, being responsible, and I was tired all the time. But that's what men did, right? That's what I thought being healthy meant. Pushing through, being strong. I wonder if you've made the same mistake. My doctor told me at 52 I needed to lose weight. Watch my blood pressure. So I did. I started jogging, bought one of those meal plan books. I thought, okay, I'm fixing it now. I'm taking care of myself. But here's what I didn't realize. I was still doing it all alone. I'd wake up at 5 a.m., run by myself, eat my measured portions while my wife ate something else. I was so focused on the checklist, the steps, the calories, the numbers on the scale. Do you remember a time you wished you had just slowed down? My daughter was 6 when I started that job that took over my life. She used to ask me to play with her after dinner, and I'd say, "Daddy's tired, sweetheart. Maybe tomorrow." Tomorrow came and went. She stopped asking. My son played Little League. I made it to maybe 3 games one season. I told myself I was providing for them. That's what mattered. But what I didn't understand, what I wish someone had told me, is that health isn't just about your body. It's about being present, connected. Have you ever felt like you were there, but not really there? At 68, my wife got sick. Nothing life-threatening, but she needed me, actually needed me. And I realized I didn't know how to just sit with her. I kept trying to fix things, make plans, optimize her recovery. She looked at me one morning and said, "Can you just be here with me?" And I didn't know what she meant, because I thought I was there. I've been thinking a lot about what I missed. Not the big moments. I mean, I was at the graduations, the weddings, but the small things, the Tuesday afternoons, the conversations I was too tired for, the dinners where I was thinking about work. I thought being healthy meant having a strong body, a long life. But what's the point if you're not really living it? Do you ever wonder if you're measuring the wrong things? I'm 77 now, and my body, it's not what it was, obviously, but I finally understand something. Health isn't about living longer. It's about living connected to the people around you, to yourself. I wish I'd known that at 23, at 38, at 52. I wish I'd understood that the tiredness I felt, it wasn't just physical, it was loneliness, disconnection. My daughter called me last week. She's 43 now, has kids of her own. She said, "Dad, I feel like I never see you anymore, even when I do." And I realized I'm still doing it, even now, even after everything I've learned. Old habits, I guess. But I'm trying. I'm really trying now. Have you ever felt like you're running out of time to get it right? I don't have some big lesson to share. I don't have it figured out. But if I could go back, I wouldn't tell my younger self to exercise more or eat better. I'd tell him to stop, to sit down, to be with his family, to feel his life instead of just managing it. Because that's what health really is, I think. Not how long you live, but how present you are while you're here. You know what's strange? I spent 30 years worried about cholesterol, blood sugar, my heart rate, and nobody ever asked me, "How's your actual heart?" Not the organ, the part that feels things. I didn't even know how to answer that question. I remember my son's wedding. 3 years ago. Beautiful day. Everyone was happy. And I spent the whole reception thinking about, I don't even remember what, some worry, some plan. My wife took my hand during the first dance, not ours, theirs. And she squeezed it. She didn't say anything, just squeezed. And I realized I hadn't been breathing properly all day. Isn't that strange? You can forget to breathe. Have you ever been somewhere important and realized you weren't really there at all? Here's what nobody tells you about getting older. People think it's about accepting limitations, slowing down, but it's actually about waking up. Like you've been sleepwalking for decades and suddenly someone turns the lights on, and you look around and think, oh, this is what life was supposed to be. Last month, my grandson, he's 8, he asked me to help him build something, a treehouse. Well, not a real treehouse, just some planks in the backyard, and my first thought was, I'm too old for this. My back, my knees. But then I thought, what was I saving my energy for? What was I protecting myself for? So we built it. Took us 3 weekends. It's crooked. It wobbles. It probably violates every safety code imaginable. But you know what happened? We talked. Really talked. He told me about school, about a girl he likes but is too scared to talk to, about his dad, my son, and how sometimes he seems sad. And I realized this is the first real conversation I've had with him. 8 years old. And this was the first time I actually listened. I think about my father sometimes. He died when I was 45. Heart attack. I don't remember the last thing he said to me. Isn't that terrible? I remember being at the hospital, holding his hand and thinking, we never really talked. Not about real things, not about what mattered. We talked about sports, weather, work, but we never talked about being afraid, or lonely, or confused. We never talked about love. Do you know what I mean? Have you had people in your life where you were close but not really close? I think that's the real health crisis. Not diabetes, not heart disease, disconnection. My doctor told me last year I'm in remarkable shape for my age. Blood pressure's good, heart strong. And I thought, that's nice. But what I wanted to ask him was, am I connected to anyone? Do the people I love know me? Do I know me? Those aren't questions they ask at checkups. There's this thing that happens. You build this life, this structure, career, family, routines, responsibilities, and you think, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm 77, and I'm still learning. Maybe you are too. I hope you figure it out sooner than I did. Subscribe.